Lately, I have been trying to find my artistic mojo, which I seem to have lost somewhere in May. The month of May has been very kind of damaging to my creativity. It was a very stressful beginning of the month, and then I realized I had to take some time off and just really rest and kind of do things, trying to recharge my batteries. Once all of that was covered, and then I came back to my studio and I just couldn't find the inspiration for things. So I thought I'll share it with you because I know it happens to a lot of YouTube creators as well as YouTube consumers. So for those of you who don't have a channel, you still obviously can have that feeling of lack of inspiration, and opening up your journal and kind of having the time and being ready and being there, feeling good, but it's just not there. So what I decided to do this time around is basically come back to what I enjoy doing most and what feels to me kind of natural, something that I feel comfortable doing. And that would be, one of the things would be drawing faces and drawing these type of girls. So if you've been with me for a while, you know kind of my style, and these girls keep reappearing on this channel. So without further ado, I want to share this process with you. I think I put a picture up on Instagram last night, and the picture itself didn't come out very well. I mean, it's not my sort of most favorite illustration. I think it definitely can get a bit more work to it to make it more finished, but it was just what I felt like a beginning of that creative journey again. So that's what I would recommend. So if you're going through something similar, surround yourself first of all with your favorite art supplies that you know will give you a comfort working with. So for me, I pulled out my Rowney's, and I'll just show you. They're a bit dusted because they haven't been used for a little bit, and yeah, so these are my Rowney FW's acrylic inks. And the great thing about them is they're water soluble, so you could go over it and you see the water just repels. So you could use other art supplies on top of it, and you could even go over with watercolor. So if I wanted to create a bit of watercolor, I could do that over the top. So that's fantastic about art supply like this. The other art supplies that I surround myself are these. These are always on my desk. So these are the Luminance, Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils, colored pencils. And this is the little little collection that I acquired over the last year. And then the other thing I have here is I remembered I had this Ecoline watercolor in pink beige. So this is a dye-based watercolor, so something different to try if you fancy experimenting with your art a little bit. So this is what I used here for the face. I've also used it on this face here. So you can see it came out a little bit more peachier. I just used more water basically. And then here I just used it quite heavy-handed, and that's what happened. It kind of looks a bit more flat in that sense. So that's that. And then, you know, pull out maybe other brands of colored pencils in the colors that you like. So I was going through the lip color, trying to find something that kind of would be in between this pink and in between this beautiful burnt sienna and match the colors. So they don't have to be from that one brand, but just put a product, not necessarily speaking about a brand, but a product line that you enjoy using. So like I just explained, and then a couple of things like, you know, drawing pens or little pens to add some je ne sais quoi to your artwork. Okay, so that's that. Before we start, I just wanted to do a little color swatch here in the corner for these two products and make a memo what they were. I'm pretty sure I would remember anyhow, but I do have quite a few different products of this color in burnt sienna, so that might be a bit challenging to remember. So this color is called Process Magenta. So I'm just going to add it here. It's super beautiful. It's such a gorgeous magenta color. So you can see you can totally make it quite light, and you can also saturate it. And the good thing is you can make it look like watercolor. It flows beautifully, creates those beautiful blossoms and everything. But also once it dries, it's kind of permanent really, because it's acrylic paint at the end. They require a bit of shaking if you haven't used them for a while. I know I have been recommended to put those kind of like metal little balls in the in here, but I think yeah, so these pipettes, they're out of glass, and one of my pipettes, I don't remember which one now, whether that was, yeah, it was one of these actually, came already broken when I ordered it, so I'm not sure if having metal balls in there could potentially break the pipette. I think it's glass. I mean, it sounds like both of them are glass, and from what the broken pipette looked like, it looked like broken glass. So look at this color. This is not a FW. This is a System 3 Acrylic Ink, which is their artist, their student grade range. This is the artist grade. I'm just trying to really move it out and show you how the range goes quite beautifully from really light to really dark as well. It's quite opaque on its thickest, so be aware of that, but you can totally use it like acrylic paint, nothing wrong with that, but you have that flexibility of making it more transparent if you wanted to. Okay, so I'm going to write down the names for those two and also for this one. So you can see it's a very light color and it's great for Caucasian skin tones as it is, and you can add a bit more water like I said before. Sometimes it separates a little bit into other colors because it's a dye-based product, so that's something to be expected. And I'm thinking, do I need to swatch anything else? No. Okay, so I'll just write these down to save some time, because I've already been chit-chatting for a lot longer than I was hoping, and then we'll start with the artwork. Okay, so I want to show you how I would create this illustration. It's really simple, but also what's quite important in this specific technique is that you can get that love from the art supplies that you generally enjoy using into these illustrations really easily, because who is there to say that hair can be a pink or a turquoise or you know, a bronzy color? We can do whatever we want, and that's the fun part of it. So what I did here, I'll just show you really easy, really quickly. It's actually more like a swatch illustration, I'd say, because you can use these areas of the hair, and I'll make a different tutorial for these girls, but in essence it's kind of like a similar thing where you give yourself a large area and you can explore your art supplies. Like what I did here originally was just kind of trying to get myself out of that creative rut, and from this I have taken certain elements and put it into these larger areas, which I really enjoyed, but more on that in a separate tutorial. For today, I will just show you this. So basically, you will also notice that I have shifted the face shape from my typical one, which if I have a stamp set, I'll just show you quickly. So these have been now sold out. I'm working on a new 2 stamp sets, so hopefully you are going to be as excited about them as I am. And so you can see the old, or the original face shape had this kind of like a triangular type of a shape, or like an oval. Now I'm kind of going towards a round a little bit, and I will show you that again you can just really easily create a rough circle. It doesn't have to be perfect. That is the beauty of this type of an illustration. Then very simply I create a line for the neck and a little bit of the shoulder and the décolleté, and that is it. And then I do my signature necklace, which you totally don't have to do. You can do something completely different or leave it all together, but because it's so long, I like to give her a double choker in most cases. And then we have ears, very small ears on both sides, but it doesn't have to be, like, again, perfect. You don't have to draw a line to make it connect. It really is quite charismatic when it's wonky. So the other thing I would start is usually a lip, because the lip goes roughly in line where the neck is and quite close to it. So I'm just going to give her a cute little pout like so. Little nostrils. So I always connect my nose to the lip. I'll just bring it up for you so you can see. And then the eyes. So the eyes, because it's such a bigger space, I mean, it would look a little bit funny if I put the eyes quite close together. This sort of, this kind of Japanese way of illustrating is quite cute, and he usually has the eyes. Also Tim Burton, let me just pull out a book of his. So here is a Tim Burton book, and you can see the eyes. So it's the round faces typically, but he does change them up a bit, and then the eyes kind of are wide set, and then if you do put them close together, it's a totally different look. Again, just to show you, big eyes and quite wide set apart, and that's the same as the cover. Let's see if we have more examples of this. I guess this is quite similar as well. Eyes are wide apart. Here again. And here. So you get the idea. I do still like the eyes to be that almond shape, which again, if I show you my stamp set, you'll see that out of the 4 pairs, 3 had this almond shape, and then I also elongated the almond shape a little bit further. But in effect, that's how I like them. Now, if you draw a line in the middle of the face, you can see that the eyes are going kind of in the second half. So that's how I like to kind of put all of the face features in the bottom half of the face, and all of this area you can then use for these large hair segments, which you can then create these sort of swatches in there, and you can change them up. I mean, in this one, I would just go like that and give her really kind of fringe that, or bangs that kind of sit quite low on the face. Okay, so let's continue with the eyes. So the eyes you can then decorate or detail as you like. I'm just going to give her a tiny little flick this time, and a really wide Brigitte Bardot liner here. There we go. So that's it. I mean, eyebrows really don't have to happen, but I can make them just pick out a little bit from the bangs like that. I think that looks cute. And again, you could leave it like this, or you could, I think I'm going to try and do something like a ponytail possibly here on the side, because she has all this space. And I would probably just add a few lines like that. That's it. That is as simple as I would keep it. And then the hair you can change every time, whichever way you want it. And then let's not forget the eye. So the eye would be roughly here. And that is it. Drawing done. So you can see that was literally a few minutes. Now, to finish this off, I would take, I'm just thinking, I'm going to change it up a little bit this time. And I do need to make swatches for these colors. Thinking, shall I go for a blue or a green? I think I'll go for a green here. I also have this one, which is a turquoisey color. Decisions. Anyway, I'll try to swatch a couple of them here before I commit. So this one, oh, this is the, you see the broken glass that I was talking about. So I'm not sure how that would work. Sorry for all the car noise. It's full-blown summer here. It's been really lovely. So this is, oh, this is a beautiful color. Love it. Okay, I do like me some of that. So which one was it? That was this one, the marine blue. And then let me just swatch the other one here. So this is going to be more of a green. I think I want that marine blue. That looks gorgeous. So this is the other color. Yeah, so, and then as a combo with it, I think this would be quite nice. For a bit of drama. So let me just quickly title them, and then I'll come back and show you how I do this really easy.